On today's Moving the Heart, we're talking about how to move to that next chapter of your life, how to make that next career move that is going to really elevate you in every way. Hi. I'm
Hi.
Angela Manfredi,
And I'm Annette Manfredi.
and my sister is a medium. She talks to the other side.
Yes, I do. I talk to your loved ones on the other side.
It's quite a gift that my sister has, and we wanted to share it with you through this podcast. And we share stories about people who've received great comfort and I would say guidance
Yes.
from the other side, from loved ones who've passed. And you like to say that you really work for the other side.
I do, because I relay the messages they give me and I give them to you. And you know what's interesting also? Just like here, they have this way of getting my attention. Like we had talked about this in the past, that their personalities are the same there as they are here. Like their energies can be a lot stronger and such. And I have to tell you this quick story that just happened to me last night, that I went to go get my hair done. And
It looks great, by the way.
Thanks. There were some, there were clients all around, and there was one sitting next to me, and I knew somebody came in so strong for them. But I have learned in all the years that I'm doing this not to just walk up to someone and say, your dead uncle is here and he wants to tell you, to mind your business and do the right thing in life, because that's the impression that I got. So I said to them, if that's the only message, maybe you could send him sort of a life lesson. If it's anything that's of great importance, I have no problem. But yeah, that was fun last night. So he sort of stepped back, and I guess he'll tell him in another way without using me.
See
to
that?
do it.
But you learned that. That was a lesson that you learned probably from having done it. But you must feel so compelled to share that. And it takes a lot of discipline to rein it in.
Sometimes, yeah. But because I've been doing it for so long, I think I know how to control it. So believe it or not, they don't jump in as often as they used to when I'm in public.
Okay, so that's...
So like I can go out to dinner and have a really good meal and not have anyone joining us that you couldn't see. And other times they do,
But have you ever had a situation where you've had a message come through and you felt it was really important that the person know it? I think you told a story about this where you
Yes.
had sort of a go-between, kind of ease into it for you with someone else.
Yes. I do. And you know what else, Angela? As I get older, when that happens, sometimes I don't care as much as I used to. So sometimes I'm like, maybe I will walk up to this person and tell them this. And maybe I won't. So we'll see. Time will tell.
Well, there's so many questions that we've been getting about what you do and how it all works. And one of the things I know people love talking to you about is their job. What's next for them? What's the next big career move? When am I going to feel like I'm truly living my truth and living my brand? How does that all work when you're talking to the other side?
So I love to start off with of course, a reading. So I'll tell you this really good reading that I had with a client, and then we'll get to the part of bringing in your dream job, let's say. So I was reading for this woman, and she was in finance, and she had lost her mom, and her mom came through, and her mom was in finance as well. And her mom said, I'll guide you, and so on and so forth. Because she just said, I'm not fulfilled. I don't know if it's because I just lost my mom and I'm just feeling very sad. However, I just feel like there's something else for me. So I said, well, your mom will definitely guide you, but here's what I want you to do. And she was spiritual. So it's something that I call imagination meditation, because meditation is so good for all of us, but I don't have it in me to just sit there quiet. My mind doesn't quiet. Like I can't do it. Maybe for a few minutes before I go to sleep, and then I'm sleeping. So it was 5 minutes, if that. So I say to her, okay, so imagine everybody here on earth has a beautiful kingdom. Like that was part of something that you came into this life with. And within that kingdom is everything that you desire and wish for. from decorating it the way you want to having the perfect people in your life, to everything. So sit down and go to your beautiful kingdom in your mind. And what you can do is imagine it like a couple ways. Imagine coming home to your beautiful kingdom from this amazing job. Just feel that wonderful feeling that you felt. You just had an amazing day and everything feels great. And here I am in my kingdom and it's decorated the way I want it and everything is there. Your friends, if you want your friends or your family, and just go there. Because what's that doing? Well, it's making you feel really, really good. And when you feel really, really good, which we had talked about, that's happy, you're open to receiving, everything, including career. So she said, okay, I'm going to do it. So she came back about however long later. And I said to her, I see you doing something with fashion. She's like, well, absolutely not. I said, and I see you teaching. She's like, well, absolutely not. I'm in finance. I said, okay, well, they're telling me that, so there's a reason. Turns out she started to go to yoga classes because she is very spiritual and she likes that. And she started to meditate in her kingdom. And she got certified and she started teaching yoga. And now and then she became a part of that studio. And the studio, with her help, have a yoga clothing line. Isn't that amazing? But you know what's interesting about that story is teaching. I assumed, and perhaps she did, that she would be in a classroom setting. That's what we probably thought. Even though I didn't elaborate that way, I thought, oh, teaching. And she was like, oh, absolutely not. I'm not going to teach. I'm in finance. But see, it was something a little bit different. She was teaching, but it was yoga, not necessarily,
That
kids.
is very, I love to use the word powerful because it is. But it started really with you. So it starts from what you tell me. You have this help from the other side. You connect to the other side. Your spirit guide is there to help you. Your ancestors are there to help you, your loved ones. But it sounds like it really does start with you.
Yes. I think that's how you successfully bring all of the things you desire into life. In other words, have all your wishes come true. I think sky's the limit.
Doesn't it really help? For some reason, I feel that we have so much fear around making a big change. And I think a lot of it comes from, well, I get my paycheck and I have it's a sense of security. But when you get that validation, when people come to you for a reading to connect with their loved one who's passed, and they get that validation from the other side, do you feel like that really propels them forward?
I do. I think it helps them a lot. And you just brought up a really good point about when you think about your job and your career, about, yes, you need that paycheck. You need that steady income. You need that security. That's why sometimes you don't necessarily have to put all your energy and thought into, I got to get a new job. I'm not happy. I have to do it now. And no, just imagine like something really good. It doesn't even have to be job related, and do things that make you feel good, because once you feel good, good things will happen. And then you'll start to feel that urge or that pull to go on, on job sites and just look for something. And all of a sudden, it's just sort of like, I don't know, how would you say it? Like it all just starts to happen. Step one, you're pushed towards step one, which would be looking when you still feel good and you don't have that anxiety about it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I do. Oh my gosh, yes, I know so many people. And you and I have a mutual friend who had some anxiety. They weren't really happy with their current job. And I know she was asking you, okay, when is it going to happen, or is it going to happen? And she was putting out the feelers and she was doing those things, but she still kind of wanted to know, because I know when people come to you, they're like, okay, I need to know the date and the time and like exactly when this is going to happen. Can my grandmother like come through and tell me that? So how do you manage those kinds of conversations?
So sometimes and listen, I'm going to try and get you as much information as I can. I want to know things too, very specifics. But when I explain it, I say it doesn't work like that. Mom's not going to say, okay, you woke up at 5:13, you went to the bagel store and got a cinnamon raisin bagel with cream cheese, and then by 7:30 you were at the gym. Those details sometimes don't come through, but I will kind of try and get a time frame. But I feel the reason why we don't get everything is because we have to learn for ourselves that these life lessons, whether it's I had the power all along inside me to manifest or to lead me to it, or they have to go through something, it's not the right time. There's a reason why. I wish I could get everything. Are you kidding, Angela? I would imagine getting 6 numbers and winning the lottery.
Right.
You know,
Oh, do
people
people
say,
ask you that?
"Oh yeah," they're like, and I was like, "Oh yes, I would do that."
You would have done it.
And I've asked.
Yeah, I like what you're saying about, we have to take on some of that ourselves. So our ancestors, our angel ancestors will help, our spirit guide can help, our parents who've passed can help, and they can lead you or guide you, if you will, but ultimately we have to take that ultimate step.
100%. I always say, ask everybody and do what you're supposed to. Like, meet it halfway. It's coming in. Just be in alignment. Feel good, feel good, feel good, because that pushes you closer towards it.
Yeah, and I think the more you know who you are, the more you know the more you develop your truth and listen to your truth and develop. Like, I refer to it as branding. I love branding. I think your personal brand is really important to know what your personal brand is, and I think the closer you get to that, the closer you get to that kind of fulfillment. But I know you've had stories too, Annette, about people who call you. They're like, I got that job.
Yes.
Remember?
Yes.
You had the reading. I know you're very good about saying, it's happening. Don't get stressed out. It is coming. Just have faith. And then they call you and say, guess what? I got that job I wanted.
Yes. It's amazing. It's amazing. I say, just what's the worst thing that can happen if you believe what they're saying right now?
Why not?
Just go do something that makes you happy after this. Just go.
I
It's
love
happening.
that.
Yeah.
It's happening.
It's
So I
happening.
think that's the other thing too. I think what your readings do is it's a way to say it's in the works. It's in the works. It's sometimes, like behind the scenes, we talk about behind the scenes. There's behind the scenes, right, Ben? Ben is behind the scenes, right? So there's all this stuff happening behind the scenes. And just because we don't see it or we're maybe just not open to it, it doesn't mean it's not actually happening for us, that things are being moved around and
Yes.
shifted.
Yes, 100%. They work very hard for us up there.
They are. I know they are.
But I think the one requirement is you have to be in alignment, which is just try and be happy. And I know you can't be happy all the time. It's impossible. And that's okay. It's not going to throw you off your path. Just incorporate feel goods into your day. Music is huge. Listen to your favorite song. Do it. It'll work.
And I think quieting yourself too. I think when you get stressed out and you have this constant worry, I think when people spend time with you during the reading, I think that is sort of a form of the imagination meditation that you talk about, because they're connecting to someone that they loved in this life. And I think they get comfort out of that. And that's part of, okay, I'm going to keep the faith.
Yes.
Because I know
100%.
someone is there for me. I know someone is there for me, even though I can't always see them or hear them. It's that kind of validation.
Yes, they got your back.
That's so important. So, okay, so there you have it. I feel like we all have those moments in our lives when we just need that support. And maybe it's from the earthly realm,
Yes.
and maybe it's from the other side, or it's a combination.
Yes. We all need it.
How often do people come to you? Like, do they come to you once a year? Do people come for their reading once a month, once a week, or is it more
Yeah.
often?
It depends on the person, to be honest. I mean, I have clients that will come every 3 months, usually over the phone. Now I've been doing them over the phone. Then I have 6 months, yearly, sometimes a few years.
Yeah.
I'm very, very lucky. Yes.
That's so nice. I just think it's so wonderful that you are a medium and that you're able to share your gift here on this podcast as well and on our socials. So we invite you to follow us on our socials, Medium at Heart, and share with us your experiences, your questions. Annette, when I started talking to people about this podcast,
Yes.
people shared some things with me that were really cool. Like, we're getting into a little bit of a different territory, but I've had people tell me that they've been in the kitchen and they hear someone come in the room and they think it's somebody from the household that they know. So they don't really think too much about it because they hear this activity and it's comforting and it's nice and it's light and it's airy and it's good. And they turn around and it's like, okay, there's no one there. And you have said, well, kind of.
Yes. I mean, it even scares me, because you're taken off guard. But there's reasons like some of them just like to pop in and say hi, and they get really excited that you recognize them. Other times they'll come around the holidays, or perhaps it's around an anniversary or a birthday. And another time when you're in need. And you need their support. So what I do when they come is acknowledge it. I say, thank you so much for coming. Please don't scare me like that again. But I'll take all the help that you have to offer. And that's what we do. And I have this great picture of that I took when I was moving. And I'm going to show you next time on the podcast.
Okay.
We'll put it up. I have to dig deep for it. But yeah, it's really cool. You could see all the orbs. But yeah,
I've seen
it's
that. I
an
saw that
amazing
picture.
thing they come visit. But it scares.
It's a little at
I'm
first,
human.
yeah, it's a little unsettling at
yeah.
first, but then when you just realize what it is,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's very impactful. So, okay. Well, again, follow us on our socials, and we have an email address. You're welcome to write to us, share your experiences. We know that this subject matter is fascinating, and you may have questions, and we want to be able to answer those questions and just provide comfort to you. We call our podcast the kind of audio visual hug for all of you. And we're so happy to be here. And without you, we couldn't be here. So we love to hear from you. mediumatheart@gmail.com. mediumatheart@gmail.com. That is our email. And of course, we are on the socials, Facebook, Instagram. Annette put us on the TikTok because I'm a little older than she is. She's younger than me, so she was able to get us on the TikTok. We know you have to be on the TikTok.
Yes.
But yeah, we really love to connect. This is what we do. Annette connects on many levels, and we will connect with you when we hear from you. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time.